Matthew on Busby Radio.
Was Conway Twitty one of the best to ever pick up a microphone? We will determine that this weekend by playing his music 4 times an hour, and I am very excited. Welcome back to Busby Radio. I am your YouTube host, Maniac Matthew, and country music is what I play from the 60s through 90s every weekend for 4 hours straight. Can you guys believe that this is the 30th show I have done so far? If you guys have been with me since the very first one, we've done 30 shows, and it's gone by so fast, and I cannot believe it, but let's talk about Conway for a little bit. Harold Lloyd Jenkins was born on September 1st, 1933, in Friars Point, Mississippi. He was named by his great-uncle after his silent movie actor Harold Lloyd. The Jenkins family moved to Helena, Arkansas, when Jenkins was only 10 years old. In Helena, Jenkins performed on radio when he was 10 years old, and he formed his first singing group, the Phillips County Ramblers, when he was just 12 years old, and they had their own local radio station, KFFA, every Saturday morning. He preached at church rivals when he was a teenager. Conway Twitty, born Harold Lloyd Jenkins, attended high school and spent formative years in Tallulah, Louisiana, graduating from Tallulah High School. Jenkins was a baseball player with a batting average of .450. When he graduated from high school, he was offered a contract with the Philadelphia Phillies in the mid-1950s. He worked for a few months in the International Harvester before accepting the Phillies' offer. However, he was drafted into the U.S. Army and served in the Far East, during which time he organized a group called the Cimarrons to entertain his fellow soldiers. The Phillies renewed their offer when he returned home, but Twitty had then become more interested in pursuing his music career. Jenkins adopted a stage name in 1957. In the Billboard Book of #1 hits, Fred Bronson states that the singer named himself after 2 towns on a map, Conway, Arkansas, and Twitty, Texas, and then he chose the name Conway Twitty. Twitty himself confirmed this while appearing on the David Letterman Show on March 30th, 1989. His manager, Don C. however, said that his girlfriend came up with the name long before Jenkins used it. After Twitty had some success with rock and roll songs, he had considered using his original name, Harold Jenkins, for his country music releases while keeping up with the name Conway Twitty for his rock and roll songs. However, he abandoned rock music for country music in 1965, kept his stage name soon after hearing Elvis Presley's song Mystery Train. Jenkins began writing rock and roll material. Presley was a very strong influence, and Jenkins tried to sound a lot like him. He formed a band called the Rockhousers and wrote a song called Rock House. He went to Sun Studio in Memphis, Tennessee a few times to record with Sam Phillips, the owner and the founder of that. None of Jenkins' Sun recordings were released at the time, but Roy Orbison did record his composition Rock House, given to Orbison by Phillips without Jenkins' approval, which was issued on Sun 251, Flip Side of You're My Baby, in 1956. 1970, Twitty released and recorded his biggest country hit, Hello Darlin', which spent 4 weeks on top of the country charts. It was one of Twitty's most recognized songs. In 1973, Twitty released You've Never Been This Far Before, which was a #1 in the country charts for 3 weeks that September, and also released number 22 on the pop charts. Some more conservative disc jockeys refused to play this song, believing that some of the lyrics were a little too sexually suggestive. Twitty also played baseball. That was his second passion. He received offered to play with the Philadelphia Phillies after high school, but was drafted into the U.S. military before he could sign the contract. I'm pretty sure I already said that, but we'll say it again. Twitty joined entrepreneur Larry Schmidt, I guess, and other country musicians such as Cal Smith and Jerry Reed in 1977 as investors in the Nashville Sounds, a minor league baseball team of the AA Southern League, which they began playing in 1978. If you didn't catch that, they joined a baseball league with Cal Smith and Jerry Reed in 1978. Twitty threw out the ceremonial first pitch at the team's inaugural home opener at Herschel Year Stadium on April 26, 1978. Twitty also hosted celebrity softball games for charity, frequently playing against a team put together by Barbara Mann Drought. Conway achieved 55 number one singles in his career and was eventually broken by George Strait in 2013, when he achieved his 60th number one. Conway's nickname was the High Priest of Country Music. He was one of the best. Let's get right to it.